What's up, everyone? You are tuned in to the Late Night Channel Eeps. I'm your host, EEPMON, episode 41. And today, I think I'm just going to keep it casual on the weekends, sort of like talking about my rest of the June and entering July game plan. As I mentioned, I only can think 4 months at a time concretely. And what I mean by concretely, it's like what is going to happen for certain, or what I can really think that could happen within the 4 months time. But other than that, we're talking about half a year from now. I have a goal, but most likely the outcome of the goal may not be the way that I usually anticipate, right? I mean, it's not. It's long term goals are really fuzzy, and to get there, it's usually not the linear trajectory that we would think it would get to. Um, so yeah, so 4 months at a time, like quarterly, and then 1 year out, kind of like where I want to get to is the way I do things. So, the rest of June, we have another week to go. Next week, or no, what I'm talking about this week, will be Eat First will be joining the Beyond Blockchain event that is going to be hosted by Invest Ottawa at Bayview Yards. And that's going to be June 26th, Wednesday. And Killjoy and I will be there to continue with the Eat First message, to onboard more people, to get the Eat Monkey, build the community, meet other folks who are in the Web3 blockchain space, getting to know more people, and also, yeah, like I said, spread the Eat Monkey, Eat Verse message out there. And you know what's interesting is that now that we've done the launch has been successful. Killjoy and I like to think that we have we have an MVP. MVP stands for minimum viable product, or minimal. Yeah, that's what it is. It's a product that we have that meets the minimum requirements that we set out to do. But I think we have more than that, actually. And we have successfully demonstrated it. We have successfully onboarded those to go through the experience of minting an Eat Monkey. And like it's a fun project, and we really want to grow this and continue it, and we're having fun. But already, folks, like, we are in communication with interested people who want to see how they can involve their world, their network, their connections with what we have established with Eatverse, with the technology that we're using, blockchain, where Eatverse is built on Base layer 2, which is a very attractive aspect to my contacts who want to know more, and how they can be part of it. So it just goes to show, like, look, okay, even me as Eatmon in my 20 year career, it's pretty much almost 20, if not over 20. I still need to diversify. I still need to build my repertoire. I need to um, uh, innovate as a creator. It never ends. It keeps on going. It's part of what I do. It's part of the life of a creative entrepreneur, and it's exciting. And sort of like, I'm not saying that you have to reinvent yourself, but you have to diversify and find and experiment with your talent or what you're good at beyond just what is one trajectory or a couple trajectories in your pursuit of your whatever endeavor. So it was literally Killjoy and I had a very casual chat about we wanted to build something, and we did it, and now we're off to the races, and we're meeting new people, we're building new bridges, connecting with communities in the space, and we can now people are starting to notice what we're creating now. Like, do I have a crystal ball and know where this is going to go? Is this going to be big? Is it going to be humongous? Is everyone is it going to be a big deal? Like, I don't know. I have no idea, folks. I don't know. I'm just riding the wave. I'm just doing what I do best. Just create Everse, do the best that I can, and see what happens, right? I don't. Who knows? Perhaps, like, I mean, knock on wood, but, like, if things don't pan out the way that Killjoy and I thought it'd be, then that could be a scenario too. So these are the risks, and these are the anticipations that that we need to be aware of, and as any creative entrepreneur should. It's part of the package of getting your creative ideas out into the wild. Like Earl Grey tea. Mm. So yeah, next week, or not next week. It's already Sunday here, folks. Wednesday, it's going to be the Beyond Blockchain. We'll see where it goes, but I got some stickers. We're gonna meet more people. We're half on with it. Now, what else is happening coming up in July? As I mentioned, I don't want to disclose anything yet, but I had a great conversation with a museum which expressed interest in seeing how they can leverage EatMonkey into an educational realm or package, to let's say educated package to educate about technology, about the I don't want to get too specific here, but let's just say that maybe not specifically. We could involve, of course, Eatverse, but specifically, I think EatMonkey will play a role in this, simply because there is some really good people could connect with this character. So maybe I'll stop short of that. But yeah, I'm making some inroads with both public and private institutions. Some of them are here, some of them in the United States, some of them in Japan. And with Eatverse, we'll see where that goes as well. So, okay. I keep on saying so. I apologize. So. Bleh. So, oh my God. Okay, stop it, Eric. Basically, this summer, people are on vacation, but this is a time to do some R&D, do some research, do some preparation, strategizing for the coming fall. That's what really it is. It's not a summertime of vacationing. It's a summertime to strategizing. That's what's going to happen. And a lot of it will be the result of what comes out of Eatverse, what comes out of EEPMON. Of course, I still have projects happening. I got a couple murals coming up, more some projects here and there. But really, I think EEPMON Arc 2 is coming to a close. Arc 3 is going to start. And it's going to... Arc 3 is going to be... The talent of Arc 3 is where it's going to get pretty robust. So got to get ready for that. Well, yeah. So maybe this conversation is more about my thinking process, how I think about things. Right. I'm connecting dots. You know, I'm connecting dots of how what I do now is going to add some more fuel to the fire of establishing more um, uh, what's it credence to where I want to pursue in my goals, right? And where I want to get to. So it's a step by step. It's all about it's about strategy. It's about timing and making sure everything's right. You know, uh, well, yeah, I think that we can make this happen. Yeah. So yeah, it's been good with eFirst and of course EEPMON. And maybe you know what? I might as well. Can I share this? I wonder if I could share this. Hold on one second. Let me pause this for a second. Okay, we're back. I thought that maybe I can show you one of my presentation decks. A lot of what I do in my creative career, it's not just about creating art and designing and doing digital this, digital that, making NFTs, but a lot of it is business development, and that means a lot of presentation material. So, why don't I give you a little show and tell of talking about the 4 months, sort of looking ahead and what happens in a year. Like a lot of it is just about these presentations. Why not show you what it looks like? So, of course, presentation 101, you would always have a title. And this specific presentation was about my seminar. I was invited by Canadian Heritage to talk about more like a testimonial about my experience during the Team Canada trade mission. And here you are, sort of like, like anything. It's like, here's a bit of a background about what I do. And here's a photo of me with Vivian. Again, she's the Team Canada Trade Missions Deputy Director. And in fact, we were together in China in 2018. And now, last year was in Japan. So this was in Japan, folks. That's crazy, huh? And then, of course, you gotta always, for me, I think it's important to show the sort of like the brand reel. EEPMON has worked with these different brands, but it kind of, I think it's important, okay? It's important to show that you have skin in the game. From municipal collaborations like the Auto Art Gallery to, of course, multinational brands like Marvel, Alpha Industries, startups like Quantropy. So yeah. And then here's kind of like the mood board of like the world or the engagement of different things I've done. Of course, I talk about sort of the outcomes. There's me in my meetings. They were able to take a photo of me when I was some like serious engagement with like the Japanese counterparts. We look so intense. But it was great. And it's kind of like, here are my outcomes. Met top creative companies in Japan, signed an MOU, a memorandum of understanding. And this is really for those like small, medium enterprise or businesses who are interested in getting into trade missions. And for me, it's more like hey, look, this is my experience. I think it's an incredible opportunity to network with other like fellow Canadians. I talk about post delegation. I've been invited back to do a digital workshop in February 2024 for continued B2Bs. Yeah, so it's sort of like a little bit of recap. Of course, here again is a bit of more photos of some aspects of the trade mission. Here on the bottom right, bottom right is with the Honorable Minister Ng. And then in the middle, somewhere in the middle left, that's like ambassador, or Canadian ambassador to Japan, Ian McKay. And then the top right is our creative industries group at the time. And of course, it's me standing inside the Canadian Embassy of Tokyo with the Canadian and Japanese flag. It's just show you sort of like what goes on behind the scenes, right? I think it's kind of fun. Just kind of show like how are these, because they want to know what are these networking sessions look like? What are these dinner meetup meeting other industries? And again, top right, we were in this incredible room. I think this was in the Prince Hotel in Tokyo. I think. I don't remember. Or was this in Osaka? Anyway, our delegation was both in Osaka and in Tokyo. So that was so we had to do two trips. One, we did our first leg of the delegation in Osaka, and then we concluded in Tokyo. But yeah, people were coming in. We talk with different industries, different brands, different meetings. We shake hands, we do a ceremony. And I tell them, hey, look, honestly, when you do these trade missions, don't expect that things are gonna go right away off the charts. Like everything's gonna happen, all the opportunities come to happen right away. No, it never does. I say it never does because I'm being realistic here. You have to follow up and bring plenty of business cards, but the following up is very important. That means post delegation, you have to go back. If you have some great relationships, don't think that emails and virtual Zoom calls is going to do anything. You got to go back. And of course I did. I continued to go back. I'm going back in October, sign an MOU, and yeah, we'll see where that goes. But I could tell you, every time I went back to Japan, or for that matter, anytime I go somewhere to follow up with any sort of relationship, something positive always happens, okay? Something insightful happens. So don't think it's I don't know, it's a big investment. I told them, if you think it's a big investment, then and you're not sure, then you have to question whether or not this is for you or not. If you're going to be on a trade mission to expand and scale to international markets, you have to. This is part of the business. This is part of the game, folks. I talked about my time in Yokohama. That you had the Innovation Festival earlier this year, and here's some little snippets of like my involvement. I did lots of, again, more presentations to talk about data arts. I did a workshop where I got children to use, sponsored by Wacom and Toa Engineering. They provided the equipment for children and kids to learn about using digital tools to create art. And then we took all, you see all little circle badges. These are all done by kids, and we all I assembled them and created one artwork based on their creation. That was fun. Here's some members here. Again, more presentations. The guys in the middle are the Italian delegation that my rep Akihiro-san in Tokyo was also managing. So it was great because they see, like I said, I go to Japan with the intention of doing this workshop, but I had no idea that I would meet the Italian delegates for innovation. And then from there, we've built some great relationships, and I, participated in their endeavors and provided my feedback and also collaborated with them of using some of their technology to create some digital artwork, some data art from their stuff. So yeah, it was, but I didn't expect that this would happen. But like I said, when you go back, like, be very aware and seize every opportunity. And when you least usually the outcomes, like I said, are insightful and actually fruitful. So here are some of the two Italian companies, Brick Sensitive and Novak. Basically, they provided their data, and I created. These are all code. These are all generated by code. This is all using data. Their data source, and I created data art. So that's really cool. So of course, I'll talk about my recap, how it went. Is our creative industry. We're in front of the ambassador's residence, the Canadian ambassador's residence. It's basically right next to the Canadian embassy, but there's like a little fun photo, And then this is I think this is the full trade mission in Japan. This is the full team. Could be one or two missing, but yeah, this is pretty much the whole group. There's Minister Ing, and there is me right there. I don't think you see me. I'm like, I don't think you see my mouse. But if I annotate, can I annotate here? Can I do this? No, I guess I can't. Anyway, I'm right like behind around Minister Ing. You probably see me there. Anyway. And then thank you. Reach out to me. But yeah, it's fun making. I've done this so many times. I've become pretty much an expert at making presentations. Anyway, I digress a bit. I think I digress a lot. I was originally going to make a presentation about what my plans are in the next 4 months and my plans for Eat First, and then suddenly it became a presentation show and tell of my presentation deck for creative industries, Canadian heritage. My air purifier is going off again. Let me just turn it off for a second. Okay. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, like, you just don't know what my talks are gonna be. Like, I don't even know. I was thinking, okay, what am I gonna talk about this time? I don't know. And I just go on a rant, and then suddenly look like I went on a rant, and now I'm talking about my seminar thing. Well, I hope that you enjoyed it. We're all 20 minutes. Okay, if you like what you hear and you have any questions, and you know if you find these conversations really insightful, please subscribe, leave a comment. Don't be shy. And yeah, I think it's great. The more people know of like what goes behind this crazy entrepreneur, this crazy artist or whatnot, like I think it's important. Like I said, I've been doing this stuff for 20 years, and it's time for me to really sort of document and talk about the day-to-day of what goes on in the world of EEPMON. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Late Night Channel EEPMON signing off for episode 41. Until next time, see you tomorrow.